In a previous video, I showed you the different methods of how to locate holes in a part. In this video, we're going to go through the different types of holes that you can create. And let me orient you to my model. I have a simple part model here with an extrude, and I've already started creating a hole feature. It's got a diameter of 1/2 inch. It's located a couple inches from two of the side surfaces, and right now I'm using a blind depth of 1 inch. All right, let's go through the dashboard from left to right for the different hole types. And when you start off creating a new hole, it's going to be a simple hole, and right now it's using a rectangle profile. And when you're using a rectangle, it's going to be characterized by a constant diameter and usually a flat bottom, unless you use the toSelected depth reference and your reference has a non-flat shape. The next button over allows you to use a standard hole profile, and this one gives you a drill tip, which you can see now through my transparent part. I'm going to open up the shape tab to show you that you can configure dimensions like the angle of the drill tip. And when you choose to have a standard hole profile, you get a couple of additional buttons on the dashboard. One allows you to put in a counterbore, and you can see the dimensions for the counterbore. The other allows you to also add in a countersink. And the preview updates in the shape tab, as well as in the graphics area. You can see all the different dimensions that you can control. Also, when you're using a standard hole profile, there is a drop-down list as well as controls in the shape tab to specify whether the depth of the hole is going to go to the shoulder or to the tip of the hole itself. And by default goes to the shoulder, but if you wanted to, you could change the depth option to be to the tip of the hole. The next button over in the dashboard allows you to sketch the shape of the hole. And when I click on that button, you can either open up an existing .sec file if you have one, or you could sketch the shape of the hole. When I click on the button, it takes me into sketch mode. And the first thing that you need to put in there is a center line. And I'll click on the icon and we'll make it vertical. And then you're going to sketch your geometry. And typically when you use a sketch tool, it's because you have some kind of weird oddball shape, or you're trying to use a hole that doesn't conform to the sizes of the standard holes that you already have defined. So let's go about doing that. So for example, I'm just going to go and sketch a bunch of lines over here. And one of the rules for this is that it needs to be a closed section. And here I have the different dimensions in here, and I want a dimension for controlling the overall length of this. And now this is way too big, so I'm going to, let's get out of dimensioning mode. If I swipe a box over all the different dimensions, I can go into modify and then lock the scale. And that way I'll change the depth of the hole to 1.5 and all the other dimensions will change proportionately. Let's click the OK button. And I'm not going to bother changing the other dimensions because the point of this video is not the shape of this hole. Let's hit the check mark, and there you can see the hole, and there we have a preview of the shape as I've defined in Sketcher. All right, let's go back to, say, a rectangle hole in here. And there's one other button on the dashboard for controlling the shape, and that is a standard hole. And with a standard hole, you're going to have a drop-down list that allows you to choose from a bunch of different hole profile shapes. And so the defaults that come with Creo Parametric are UNC, and you get ISO and also UNF. I just want to show you something real quick. I'm going to go and change to a folder. And your Creo Parametric load point is where you have the standard hole charts, and it's located in the load point. Then you go to the build code of the version, common files, text, and then hole. And these are the 6 that come with Creo Parametric. But if you take a look at my drop down list, I actually have more than the default choices because you can set a configuration option, File Options Configuration Editor. I'm going to scroll down, and it is called Hole Parameter File Path, and I have that set to a location on my computer where you can have additional .hol files for your own special holes that you are using. And I'm going to cancel out of here for a second and just go to that folder. So here's C Creo hole charts on my computer. We have some additional .hol files, a couple I made myself, a few I grabbed off of PTC Community. And what's recommended is that you don't add to the folder that's located in your load point. It's recommended that you have a separate folder that you add your own personal hole charts to. And so that way I have from the drop down list, I can choose which class I want to use. I'll just use the standard UNC. And then we have a drop down list, and here are the different PTC provided holes. So for example, I could choose a 1/4 inch -20. If I go to the shape tab in here, let's see, it's giving me some warnings. There we have just a counterbore on the 1/4 -20 sized hole, and other different choices that you have in here. If you take a look on the shape tab, you can see that this is including a threaded surface. If you click on this button, it'll turn the tapping on and off of the hole. And besides having the tapping hole, you can also create tapered holes from standard holes. And this is going to be a different drop-down list. And so I could choose my NPT holes. And then from the drop-down list, I can say, oh, wait, you know what? I want this one to be a 3/8-18 and turn off maybe the counterbore. Again, you have these nice predefined lists that you can use to choose exactly the standard kinds of holes that you want to use. And with these, they also generate notes automatically. Here you can see the note that would be created. Let's go ahead and click on the check mark, and you can see the note. A lot of times people don't like the default formats of the notes, and in those .hol files, you can configure the exact formatting of the note that you want that corresponds to what your manufacturers are accustomed to seeing. All right, let's go and select the hole again. And I'm going to edit definition because there is another thing that I want to show you. All right, so besides your standard holes, if you go back to your rectangular holes, there is a button over here. Wow, this hole is ginormous. Let's go and change that to 0.5. Change the depth in here to next. All right, so there is a button that allows you to generate this hole as a lightweight hole. And this is very common when you have a pattern with hundreds or thousands of different instances, and it's really slowing down your regeneration. When you set the representation to be lightweight and then hit the check mark, your hole is not actually going to have removed geometry in the model. It's going to indicate the hole with an axis and just a sketch circle to indicate the diameter of the hole. But I can edit definition of the hole and then click on that button again, and when I hit the check mark, it's actually going to end up removing geometry from my model. So that shows you the different types of holes that you can create in Creo Parametric. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more information, please visit www.creowindchill.com. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button to be informed when new videos are uploaded. Thank you very much.